Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. Today is the 7th of March, 2023, and I'd just like to have a conversation with you. I'm Reverend Pinckney, also known as Apostolette, and I have a challenge before me, and I would love some assistance with this. I just called Chief Prosecutor Michael C. O'Malley's office for Cuyahoga County in Ohio again. His assistant, Vanessa Costanzo, has my emails blocked so that the prosecutor will not help me to address crimes being committed against me. I'm a bit burdened this morning because I find the chief prosecutor and the mayor of the city of Cleveland, Justin Bibb, keeping company with males who sexually violate females, physically, mentally, sexually abuse females, and support children being abused. And the media shows this, promotes this, endorses this, and is never corrected. Not one of my police reports has ever been addressed on my behalf, which has stagnated my growth in the community. And Vanessa Costanzo told me on yesterday, the 6th of March, that she would see if Mike O'Malley wants to speak to me or not. He is an elected official. And if he can't do his job as he should do it, we need to meet him at the polls and vote him out. People get upset with me when I speak to you all, but I would like to know what anyone else would have done had you had a protection order that was supposed to protect you and your children and give you a way to help you provide for them, and it was violated and no one was ever held accountable. What would you do? I've lived the brunt of this for over 20 years now. And every time I've left the state of Ohio, it's been on negative terms and conditions where I'm making efforts to make myself safe. Well, over 20 years ago, not only did I have to make myself safe, but I had 4 children to make safe. And the Cuyahoga County prosecutors have refused to correct this for me, the violation of my protection order that was granted to me by Cuyahoga County. I have been displaced since this has happened. My children are damaged since this has happened. My reporting abuse has cost me my life. And the names and the people who have been violating me need to be held accountable from Washington, D.C., from sea to shining sea. This includes Marsha Fudge, Chantel Brown, Bishop Eugene Ward, who told Jeffrey Johnson that he was going to show him how to get me and do me in. When I went to the community meeting at John F. Kennedy, and Justin Bibb, who was elected mayor, and then surrounded by 4 men who violate, abuse, disrespect, and disregard females and children, had on his platform old white women and all men. Had Angela Woodson running around on the floor talking about she has a position. What, running around the floor serving everybody? And nobody seems to have a problem with this. It's time to meet folk at the ballot box. You all know I've been running for president of the United States this is my 5th election. It's time to meet people at the ballot box and make some stuff happen. I hear pro-life and pro-choice, but it's hypocritical because I chose to keep my children, although they were conceived through abuse. And that was my choice. That was my right. And it's really strange because After Judge Kathleen Ann Satula had a meeting in her chambers at 7 o'clock in the morning against me with Elizabeth Crook Williamson. Now, Elizabeth Crook Williamson has a job in the United States Attorney's Office. John, aka Jack Basevice, now has his own practice. Mark Griffin now is the law director for the city of Cleveland. After Judge Kathleen Ann Satula from Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court told me not to speak to the defendants, only speak to their attorneys, then marked me and labeled me so the community would disregard me. Now, this was done after Judge Donald C. Nugent, who was appointed by the former president, Mr. William Clinton. Wow. And does not have a license to practice law in the state of Ohio. Now, the presidential candidate must obey the laws and the rules for the state, but you mean to tell me a judge does not have to obey those rules and laws? He hasn't had credentials in the state of Ohio for many years. So you see, I'm not vexatious. Neither are my matters frivolous. Neither do I do things in bad faith, because my faith is what's kept me. Neither do I harass anyone. But please tell me, how would you respond if your protection order was violated and you lost your children, your homes, your possessions, and your reputation, and no one would speak for you, but you've had to speak for yourself? I'm Reverend Pinckney, and it's time to meet folk at the ballot box to make things fair, just, and equal for me. From here to sea to shining sea. I've worked for you for a long time. I'm looking for your support. I have chosen to be proactive, not reactive. I've chosen to be preventive. This is my incentive. I don't want this to ever happen to me again. Neither do I want it to happen to anyone else. It is not reasonable, fair, and Judge Kathleen Ann Satula and your crew, reasonable minds, know this. All rights reserved for this video and all of my videos. I have never surrendered my rights to anyone. I've reserved them the whole time. And don't get it twisted. Things were happening to me before I even had children, but I chose to keep mine. None of you have had the right to violate it. None of you. This is my body, and this is my choice. This is my voice, and I'm not going to stop speaking till somebody hears me. I'm Reverend Pinckney, apostolate. Anybody who wants to help me, you know my number. Well, one of them is 216-548-0820. I'm looking forward to your support. If there's a constitutional law attorney available that would help me, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. All rights reserved.